Good. I want to bring up something if I could. I want to ask you a quick question if you don't mind. Does anybody here happen to know what is the largest freshwater lake by surface area in the world? Anybody know what is the largest freshwater lake by surface area in the world? That's the deepest. That's why I said by surface area. Well done. That's the deepest. But I tricked you by doing surface area, see? By surface area. No, not that. Not South America, no. Lake Superior. We have it here in America. Lake Superior. Hence the name Superior. Yes, it is the largest freshwater lake in the world. Anybody know why I asked you that question? It just sounded cool. All right, so I want to bring something very different, though. This is a personal story, if you don't mind. My father, many of you know my story, I was adopted, and my adopted father who raised me passed away when I was 11 or 12 years old. I was a kid when he passed away. He's still the man who taught me how to be a man. And one of the things about him is, as much as I loved him and he was wonderful and awesome, he also could be a bit violent. He was the kind of father who would often strike first and ask questions later. One of those types of fathers. He didn't mind doing that, and he would often decide to do that when my mom said, Larry was bad. And Dad didn't know why, but let's just stop the smacking. It's okay, we can do that. Now, am I saying you should or shouldn't do that? No, I'm not saying that at all. All I'm saying is, I have decided in my life to not strike my children because I know what's in me and I feel it in me. The point I'm bringing up is, even though I have personally chosen to not spank my children, I still feel it because I was raised. I was raised that way, so I still feel it. I still have the desire to do so, even though I've chosen not to. I take that desire and I then don't act on it. I do still feel it. My children make me angry. I have two children. They make me angry. I still think it. Why do I say that? Hasn't everyone in this room, at one point in their life, heard their mother or their father in their head, become their mother or their father in certain way, shape, or form, right? You were like, Dad, I'll never do that. And all of a sudden, my God, I'm like Dad. Mom, I'll never do that. And all of a sudden, oh my God, I'm just like you, Mom. We've all done this, haven't we? You've never done that, you liar. Of course you have. Yes. So of course you've done that once or twice in your life. Of course you have. What I would submit is that that's not just us. That right now is our nation. We have become our father. We have become the British Empire. The British Empire was our father, wasn't it? And we were, I won't be like you, Dad. I'm going to be independent. I'm going to be about life, liberty, and pursuit of happiness. I won't be like you. And now we find ourselves about the security of the empire. That's what we care about. We're more worried about following the rule of law than we are about following the principles of liberty, aren't we? Far more concerned about that now. We have become our father. Right? We're fighting in Afghanistan, just like our father. Fighting in the Middle East, just like our father. Aren't we doing the same things that our father did? We are copying our father in every single way we possibly can. Anybody know what an admiralty court was back in the day? Back in the 1700s? Admiralty court, right? What was it? Can you tell me?
It was more of a kind of a mock jury, really, but it actually...
That's correct. Yes, it was an individual who would say, guilty as charged, guilty as charged, guilty as charged. It was a British appointee who would say guilty as charged. And then how would that person get paid? You might remember? By the fines that they would impose. As they would impose a fine of $1 million or 10 sheep or your boat or whatever that might be, they take it, now it's theirs. Sounds like civil asset forfeiture, doesn't it? We have become our father. Not just that, in many states, I'm not sure if it's in Oklahoma, you can tell me if it is, many felons can't vote. Right? They can't vote. Are they taxed? Oh, they are. Isn't that taxation without representation? Didn't we fight a war about that? We have become our father. Now, why would I bring that up? Because just like me, just like all of you, we've naturally moved towards being like our parents, our nation has done that too. And if you don't want to be like your parents, what must you do? You in your own head, you must change. You must consciously make a change to not become like your parents. We must consciously make a change if we don't want to become the British Empire, with all of its failures, with all of its bad ideas, and with all of its eventual, as to this day, collapse into a second-class country. Does that make sense? We have to do that. Now in Oklahoma, you have a very special situation. That is, there was no other option, right? It was British Empire left, British Empire right. But now we have something special. We have the Libertarian Party. We have that now in Oklahoma, don't we? This is our vehicle to make that change. And when you realize that, you say, great, I'm going to join. It sounds amazing. Everyone will get it. No, they won't. Because they have all become their fathers. They have all become their mothers. They're not going to get it. This takes time. This takes energy. This takes patience. This takes communication. This takes a lot to get people to say, no, it's not just about the security of the empire. It's actually about the three things the country was built on: life, liberty, pursuit of happiness. That's what we're actually about. Not about the empire, not about security, not about imperialism, not about foreign wars, not about you may not do this, you may not do that. It's about everyone having an opportunity to achieve happiness. Many of you have heard me say this before. The libertarian movement, the liberty movement, is not about liberty. It's not about liberty. It's not about freedom. It isn't. You rarely hear me even use those words as I go around and preach. It's not about that. It's actually about what it is to be an American. It's about the pursuit of happiness. But let me ask you a question. Right now, what could I give? One thing could I give to every one of you, one thing right now, that would make you happy now and 10 years from now? The answer is nothing. Because each one of you wants something different. And not just that, none of you are the same person you were 10 years ago. None of you are. Different person you were 10 years ago. So what would have made you happy 10 years ago won't make you happy today, and won't make you happy 10 years from now. So how in the world can I, being part of any government, help you pursue happiness when I can't possibly give you what it takes to make you happy? I can allow you, I can assist you, I can help you, I can facilitate you finding your own way to happiness. As that changes in your life, as that shifts and moves in your life, I can make sure I'm not saying, I know what's better for you. I know what's right. Instead I say, good luck. How can I help? Oh, you fell down? Get back up. It didn't work? Try it again. You loved that 10 years ago? How about now? You don't? Try something else. How about that? If there is any role of government in the world that we should have based upon our Constitution, the beginnings of our nation, it is to protect the rights of the individual. Isn't that right? To protect the rights of the individual. If we don't protect the rights of the individual, what do we have? Mob rule. We have what we have today, which is one side just gets in power and imposes its will upon us. Then we get tired of that. So we let the other side, and then they come in, and they impose their will upon us. Well, how did we win? In either case, we simply got the left rule or the right rule on us. How about no rule? How about no rule? Now, why did I come here tonight? I came here tonight because there are actually very few people in this nation who really get that. Very few people in this entire country who get what I just said. Very few. One of them, though, is sitting down to my right. His name is Rex. That man gets it. And he's doing something very important. He's trying his best to run for office in this state because he cares about this state and he wants you all to get it. But not just that, he wants others to get it. He wants to show you how you can tell others. He wants to create a platform for you to give others to learn this message, which so many people don't know. But when you tell them, they start to get it. We say, Larry, I don't need Rex. I'll just tell my friends. I don't need Rex. I'll just tell my cousin or brother. You'll tell them one time, and they will fall right back into their old ways. Why? Because they have become their mother. They have become their father. We need someone who will be in that bully pulpit, who will talk about it every day, who will talk about it every week. You might say, well, great. Well, then why Rex? Why Rex? Why not Bob or Jones or Phil or Jane or whoever? Was an important reason. Because Rex cares. Everybody cares, Larry. No. Anybody know how many times I've been to Oklahoma in the past 6 months? Twice. Do you know why I came both times? Because that man bugged me to come. That's the reason. You know how many states want me to show up? Lots do. Been here twice. Because that man bugs me to come. Because that man cares. That's the reason why. Because he cares. But not just that. There's a lot of issues he cares about. Do you think he actually cares if you personally smoke marijuana? Do you think Rex cares about that? Not at all. But he knows that some of you will be happier in your life, whether you're medicating yourself, whether a doctor is helping you get past an issue, whether this is the answer that will help you with epilepsy, or whether you just like doing it recreational. It will save your life, reduce harm, and make you better, and make you happier. And Rex says, go on, do that. I will defend your right. He cares about education. Why does he care about education? He's educated already, right? He's not going back to school right now. Who cares, right? No, because he has family here in Oklahoma that he cares about. And he knows that for Oklahoma to be the place where he can raise his family and his family can raise their family, this has to be a place that knows how to do education right. That knows education is about our pursuit of happiness and making it right. So I'm coming to you tonight talking to you about this man Rex because he cares about you, he cares about the movement. He wants to be that man in the bully pulpit. And you might say, well, wait a minute, Larry. Why should I support that guy? Why should I do that? Here's the reason why. Because who else will? Who else will? Who else will sacrifice their time? Sacrifice perhaps even their reputation? Who else will sacrifice, who sit there and get beat up online and in person? Who will stand up in here and be judged by you? And who will fight for the next 9 months to make things right? It's that man Rex. And he can't do it without your support. He can't do it without you helping him out physically, helping him out financially, showing up, telling people what to do, telling people how to do it, and helping to move this movement forward. So I'm going to tell you about some guy. This guy's name is Rex. This guy's come out right now to talk to you. He's going to tell you something special. Please listen, because this man, if we do this right, is going to be the next governor of Oklahoma.
He's a powerful man. I feel like Superman now. But Larry's absolutely right. People that have known me for a long period of time have known that I haven't put my name out there. I haven't put my face out there. So many people that I've been talking to for a significant period of time, I met you for the first time tonight. And that's simply because I am not a person that likes the limelight. I don't enjoy it. Because I like to live my life as I see fit, without the interference of my friends, my family, anybody else. And I want my friends and family and everybody else to know that they have the right to live their life as they see fit as well. That it's very important for their fundamental rights as a human being that they be able to look around and know that there's nobody coming for them. And people look at the Libertarian Party and they think that that's some type of, ambiguous, crazy statement, right? Until it's them. Until you're the woman in Oklahoma City riding down the street, going to work, that someone calls the police on and the police stop and harass you for 20 minutes, like making you late for your job because you looked at somebody's driveway. Or until you're the black woman on the south side of Oklahoma City that is driving home in her car one night and gets pulled over by the police officer for some reason that she can't figure out and winds up being sexually assaulted and left in a ditch to watch that police officer return to office the next day and do the same thing. Or you're that person that lives in central Oklahoma City and Mick Cornett has come out and decided that they want to do something wonderful and grand to make a big future for the city of Oklahoma City. And they come and they take your property and then don't properly compensate you for it. And then turn around and sell it to one of their friends, a private organization, seeking to develop for the benefit of Oklahoma City, but for some reason this $20 million project all of a sudden became $120 million. That now that you've had to move your home, you've lost your home, you moved your kids to a new school, because you don't have that option either. And now they're going to come and they're going to ask you for more money to pay for a project that you didn't want, that they justified stealing your property with. That's not right, guys. That's not what Oklahoma's about. That's not what Oklahoma has ever been about. Go back to the beginning, to the rush days, the land rush. The whole draw to come here was, we stole this land from the Native Americans, and now we're going to give it to you. And you can go make your life. Until the government comes in and says, okay, I know we gave you this, and I know we made promises. I know you uprooted generations of your family to move out here and make this something, make this a great part of the United States, right? But we've got to take it back. You know, we shouldn't have done that to begin with. That was the wrong thing. Everything that we've got going on here in the state of Oklahoma today, you can trace to our roots 120 years ago. Because they came in and they started with a strong constitution, right? They talked about individual liberty, but by God, it's going to be the liberty that I want you to have, not the liberty that you came here for. And that's what we're facing every day, guys. That's what we're looking at. You can see it in the legislature. We've got the Republicans that are coming out there saying, hey, we're going to give you that small government. We're going to give you your individual liberties back. Oh, except for you people that want to medicate yourselves. Or except for you people that have a little bit too dark of a skin tone. Or except for you people that don't want to worship at the church with the cross on the top of it. Oklahoma is #1 in the United States in bills presented to the state legislature that are anti-liberty. The state that used liberty to draw us here is the #1 state for producing anti-liberty legislation. And that's simply because the people have not had the option. You know, the Libertarian Party started in 1971, right? You guys have been around for 45 years. Where's the liberty? Well, it's kind of hard when you spend 45 years winning arguments and losing elections. This is a new generation of the Libertarian Party. For the first time, we were able to maintain our ballot access. Gary Johnson gave that to us. It's time for us to carry that message forward. It's a message that Oklahoma's been crying for. They thought they were going to find it in the Republican Party. They didn't. They found rhinos that turned out to be tax and spend Democrats. They thought they were going to find it in the Democratic Party because they care about social liberty, right? No, they found tax and spend Democrats. So they don't have an option, guys, except for us. This is the first gubernatorial election since 1938 where they are going to have the opportunity to vote for themselves, to vote for their best self-interests. And that's why we're here, guys. And the two old parties are going to do everything they can to make sure that we don't get this message out. They are doing everything they can. Dan Fisher is the only candidate that's going to stand up against the federal government. No, we were preaching that 6 months before he ever even declared. All of us were. All of us. Connie Johnson is the only one out there that's going to support your right to medical marijuana. No, we were doing that before she was too in this election. Granted, and I've got a lot of respect for her. She's been doing work in that area for a long time. But in this election, we're the ones that brought it to the forefront. We're the ones that brought it to the limelight. We're the ones that are going to be pushing it when it comes time to vote for it in the primary, June 26th. So we need to continue moving forward with the momentum that we built 2 years ago, with the momentum that we started in February. In order to do that, it's going to take people. We need you. We need your voice. You guys already get it or you wouldn't be here. You guys already know what's happening or you wouldn't be here. I can't be the one to fight this alone. I'm not that kind of warrior. I'm a team player. The Libertarian Party of Oklahoma is a team, and we have to work together through our message, through our money, through our family and friends, and we have to continue pushing forward with the same consistent ideas the same consistent thoughts that brought all of us together in this room tonight. So that when they turn out at the ballot in November, this isn't the only people voting. Everybody else is doing it too. I would have given anything if somebody else would have been standing up here today. Where are you at, Aaron? I would have given anything. And no one can tell you better than her that this isn't the position I wanted to be in. But I am. And I have given 100% of my time and my efforts in order to keep pushing this message forward. And I'm not asking you to make that sacrifice. I'm not asking you to put yourself in front of everybody and to be that target that everybody's gunning for. What I'm asking you is to help me be that target. I am asking you to share my messages once I put them on Facebook. I am asking you, when you see falsehoods being portrayed in the media, I am asking you to say, no, that's not accurate. You need to go talk to Rex. Because the more times you can get me in front of them, the bigger the message is going to be. And this is another part that both Larry and Aaron have gotten on my case about. I do need your money. I didn't think I was going to at the beginning, right? I'm not a politician. I think I'm going to go out there, I'm going to tell these guys the truth, and by God, they're going to listen, they're going to like it, and it's just going to flow like a wave over the state of Oklahoma. Oh, I was mistaken.
Money's behind everything.
Yeah, money is behind everything. And until we get in there and we write the rules and we change the game, we have to play the cards we're dealt. We have to play by their rules. Help me play by their rules. If you've got some money, please donate. I will tell you exactly what it goes for. I've put over $10,000 of this myself already in just this last year. I make $46,000 a year. I work 55 hours a week in a paint store. Average everyday Joe. This is not who I am. This is not what I've done. But it's the role I was asked to play, and I'm going to play it, and I'm going to give it everything I got. And I'm asking for your help. And you'll find the literature, you'll find donation forms at the back. I appreciate y'all coming tonight. It's great to see all of your faces, old friends and new people that I'm meeting for the first time. It's awesome. I look forward to seeing you in the future.
Yeah. All right, guys, I want you to understand something. I meet a lot of candidates, in case you hadn't known. I mean a lot. I mean like hundreds, tons of them. And what I have to tell you that you really may not get, you may not understand something, and we'll be clear that you get this. You're very lucky to have this man. You're very lucky to have a man who actually understands the trials and tribulations that you go through. You know most politicians are millionaires, right? I'm not joking. I'm not making it up. That is a fact. Most are millionaires who have absolutely no idea what you go through every day. They have no idea the pain and struggle that you have. They have no idea what it is even to have even a job. I want you to think about that. Most politicians don't even know what it's like to have a job. And you guys are lucky enough to have a man who understands who you are. Wow, that's lucky. Thank you for doing what you do. Thanks. Now, I want to move one step further if I could, as that's my tagline anyway, one step further, right? I want to move one step further if I could. And that is, what can we do to make this work even better? I want a commitment, please, from all of you to do one thing. I don't care what that one thing is, but do one thing this week to help move this campaign forward. Is that going to be, you are going to go out of your way one day this week and be on Facebook and like and share every single thing that Rex puts out? Okay. Or are you going to write a check and help them that way? Or are you going to volunteer to knock on some doors, to make some phone calls? Or are you going to call your friends who have venues like this who would love to have Rex talk in front of those people? Do you know some people in maybe your trade association, maybe in your church group, maybe in your civic association that would love to have Rex talk and hear him speak? One thing this week, if everyone in this room does one thing this week, we will start moving forward. Because 1 makes 3, makes 9, makes 27, makes 81, and it makes victory. We need about 300,000 votes, is that right? We need 300,000 votes to win. That's a lot, but that's a mountain that can be climbed. You might say, but Larry, I don't believe we can win. Maybe we won't. It's possible we won't. It's possible. Possibly we will win. We win, literally, the country changes overnight. I want you to understand the impact of Rex becoming governor. He's governor, the country changes overnight. Every single person who thought, libertarians, who cares? Well, all of a sudden, like, I was always libertarian. I was always libertarian. They will all of a sudden have been libertarians for the past 40 years, all of a sudden, and the party will explode overnight because of one man. That will happen if he wins. Oklahoma will not know what to do with itself. All the rules will change overnight. I'm not joking, they will know how to handle him. They will have no idea how to handle him. No clue. Here's the best part about that. When all the rules begin to change, all the rules become transparent as they change. And you will see the corruption. You will see the greed. You will see it, and it will change because it will become obvious. Right now it's hidden because no one cares. But once he becomes governor, now you have to make adjustments, and they'll all see it. You will change your state overnight, and the rest of the states will follow. The impact here is critical. But Larry, we may not win. Okay, let's say we don't. Say Rex only gets 10%, 15%, 20%, whatever. He gets that amount? What does that make every politician in this state think? Yes, vulnerability. Uh-oh, maybe I should pay attention to this liberty message. What we've lost in this nation, and I'm sure here in this state too, is each party has sacrificed values for victory. They just want to win. Their values are out the window. You can't find a Democrat that cares about civil liberties. You can't find a Republican that actually cares about small business or taxes. You can't find them because they don't care anymore. They care about victory and nothing else. All of a sudden, Rex is governor. Rex gets 10%, 20%. Now, everyone's calling him up to say, what do you think about this bill? What do you think about this issue? And now he's telling them the most important thing. It's a very small nuance, but a critical one. It's no longer bipartisan. It becomes nonpartisan. The second Rex is a player in this state, this is no longer bipartisan, it's now nonpartisan. Bipartisan means we've both agreed to steal from you. That's what bipartisan means. We both agreed to steal from you. Nonpartisan means maybe we can't steal from you. It's a big difference. That happens. This matters. Impact matters. Rex matters. You matter. This matters.